how does the paraxanthine actually work? Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but caffeine attaches to the adenosine receptors in the brain, which is the buildup of adenosine in the brain is the wakefulness and the sleepy sensation that you have. And then the way caffeine works is it attaches to those adenosine receptors, so the adenosine can't. So you're postponing your tiredness, and then as it metabolizes out, the crash is all that adenosine rushing to attach to those receptors. So how does the paraxanthin work?
That's pretty much the only mechanism for caffeine in and of itself. But paraxanthine does this actually more effectively in a shorter half life, but also increases blood flow to the brain, increases neuroplasticity via BDNF, and the blood flows via PDE9 inhibition. We have increased glutathione and catalase and decreased oxidative stress, increased serotonin, acetylcholine, um, dopamine, uh, and then you have decreased beta amyloid plaque. So basically, all the ways that the brain is aging or not functioning as well as it should, paraxanthine is addressing directly. So, like, it does work on that adenosine inhibition that you talked about, but a number of other mechanisms as well. And actually, in studies, we do see an adaptation effect, a time effect, where it does the opposite of what caffeine does, where caffeine over time, you need to take more and more and more to get the same effect. What we're actually seeing with paraxanthine is with continued use, you're actually getting better and better and better effects. And we've shown this in studies that are, over 6 weeks with e-gaming, and they continue to have increased performance with continued use. And we think that's because it's improving the brain and the function of the brain.
That's really cool. So somebody listening to this, myself, how would I just search like a paraxanthine supplement and take it as a pill form, a powder form? How should I take it?
All that.
And in what
There's
how many
there's
milligrams?
Yeah, there's ready to drink companies like Update and Life Cider X that you can get on Amazon. There's pre-workouts like from Unmatched and from Muscle Tech that you can get that have paraxanthine. You can get capsules like from Peak Performance, or I think it's Bloom MD. There's a lot of companies. There's Prax makes a gummy. Ultra makes a Zyn type oral pouch that you can use, and these hit very quickly. It's a little different. So there's a number of ways that you can take it. I do recommend using it with synergists, like tyrosine is going to boost more dopamine. Alpha GPC is one of my absolute favorites to boost acetylcholine as well as phospholipids in the brain. So those would be some ingredients that I would look to have along with the paraxanthine. And then the dose, um, 200 milligrams has been shown to be a sweet spot, but some of the pre-workouts and drinks go up to 300 milligrams. So that's kind of where it maxes out. So it just depends on how stimulated you want to feel, but it's a very clean stimulation. It doesn't feel like you're cracked out. You get jitters, you get the brain fog, sleep disruption. You don't get any of that from paraxanthine.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna order some after this because I'm very interested. I've never felt the effects of caffeine. So when people are talking about like, oh, I feel like I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that feel like? So I'm really interested in trying that. Do a lot of the Are there any companies like pairing them with caffeine? Like paraxanthine and caffeine, is there any benefit or negative side effects to that?
Now, we've looked in multiple human studies as well as animal studies, and every time we add caffeine, it worsens the effects. Like, it's basically adding, if paraxanthine is clean water and caffeine's dirty water, it's like adding dirty water to your clean water. We're just seeing like there's no benefit to adding the caffeine to the paraxanthine.
Interesting. What about timing for considering things like sleep? Like don't take it after 12. What are
No,
we talking?
it only lasts about 3 or 4 hours. So, we see people that are working out even in the evening at 6 or 7 o'clock. They're able to go to bed at 11 o'clock. So we're just not seeing it last like that indefinitely. We don't see the bio individuality that we see with caffeine, where as I was mentioning, you have fast metabolizers, you have very slow metabolizers, and you have a range of people in between. We just don't see that with paraxanthine. Most people experience it well and experience it the same way, and it lasts about the same length of time in terms of its half-life in plasma.
That's really cool. Does it sounds like we're new to the game right now, like talking about paraxanthine. Do you think it's gonna just grow in popularity over the next couple of years?
Well, I do. I mean, Kim Kardashian just built a brand around it with the Hess brothers, who are the billionaires from oil and gas. So you have 3 very well established billionaires that are creating a brand around it, with Update. And that drink is taken off and it's exclusive at Walmart right now. So, and Ultra, these packets have just gone supernova too. So I do think it's having its moment and will continue to have its moment.